I'm Steph Castelein and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about Canva because one of you actually wrote on one of my YouTube videos and said a Canva tutorial would be super helpful. So I was like, let's make this happen. You might have heard me mention Canva in some of my other videos. I absolutely love them. They are a graphic design platform and I use them for just about everything, for my pin images, my thumbnails on Instagram, for my logo. Like, they are awesome. I don't have any design background and I get so distracted with design because I'm like, this looks good, this looks good, this could look awesome. Oh, I want that. So many options, and Canva just makes it super easy, super user-friendly, and it saves all of my past projects and, well, I guess all of your past projects so that you can just go back and format them based on the designs that you've made in the past. What I really love about Canva is that they have a template for almost any project you could imagine. It is so important when you're doing graphic design to get the dimensions right. You know, if you're doing an Instagram post versus an Instagram story to a Facebook post to a YouTube header, like there's so many different options. So all you have to do is pick the design that you like, change the colors if you want, font, images, objects. I mean, you can do so much with it, or you can leave it simply what the design has set up for you, what the template already looks like, and just like make really good looking content in no time. And okay, maybe this is the best part. The free plan, it offers so much. That's what I use, is the free plan, and it does everything I need it to. Obviously, if you upgrade, there are definitely perks with it, and it's something I'm looking into because I use Canva all the time. You'll see when I go through the tutorial that my storage is getting full, so I either have to go through and delete things or upgrade. I could probably upgrade, but I will say that I do have a link down below. I just became an affiliate with them, so if you click on that link and then go to Canva and you do get a premium plan, I make a small commission. And hey, if you don't want to pay for a plan, that's totally fine. You can still go through the link, sign up for free, and start using Canva. I think you're going to be really impressed by all the different options that Canva has to offer, as well as start to see how you can implement them into your own business. For pin images, social media, graphics, lead magnets, having that little freebie as a lead magnet, you can create all of that in Canva. And this video is just going to be an overview. I actually did another video on how to create pin images for your blog post. You can check that out up here. I'll link it down below, as well as right here. But that one is short and sweet and shows you exactly how I turn my blog posts into pin images using their templates. So go watch that one if you want more of the process. This again is just an overview. So this is what it looks like when I log into my Canva account, and there's already so much to show you. And we'll get to the templates and other things that I mentioned. But first, if you have specific dimensions that you want for a design, you go up here to create a design, custom dimensions, and you can add them in right here. So this is where you would go if you want to create something that has a custom size. But 90% of the time I am using the templates. And if we take a look over here on the left, you can see some different options. All your designs I actually go to almost every single time I log on to Canva because I generally want to edit a design that I've used before. And recently, and I'll show you this in a little bit, but I updated my brand kit to have 3 colors that I use for my brand. And that makes it a whole lot easier to just insert those colors right away, as well as some other options underneath. And then if you hover on this top bar, you can see we're at home. Here's some templates. So you have your social media, and you have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, personal. You can do invitations, cards, resume, business, presentation, website, logo. I've used logo a lot lately as I'm building my new website. Business card, I've definitely used business card because, again, guys, I don't use Photoshop or InDesign or some of the Adobe products. I really do use Canva for most of my graphic design needs. Here's marketing. So here's some of those freebies, those lead magnets that we were talking about, and you can see some other ones. So that's under templates. And then up here you can see even more information under discover and learn and pricing. But they really do a good job of educating you on marketing and graphic design and just making it super user friendly for a beginner. Like, I'm a big fan of these guys, definitely. And then looking at the main part of the homepage, you can type in a search or something that you want to look for. And then you can use this feature to see the different options that they have for, you know, social media, events, marketing, documents, so on. So as you go and check out Canva for yourself, you can obviously look more into this, but I'm just giving you guys an overview. Oh, and as you hover over these, you can see that it already has the correct dimensions for you. So for this Instagram post, Instagram story, Facebook post, Facebook cover, I mean, and as we scroll down, you can start to see some of the templates. Actually, these are my designs. This right here is the template for my YouTube thumbnails. This is the template that I use for the slides that are in my videos. This right here was a Instagram post that I created yesterday that I'll show you guys. But here are the different templates. So here's a Facebook post, Ooh, logos, look at that. Facebook covers, flyers. So we could click on any one of these and obviously edit them, but let's go ahead and click on this one. It's so simple. I really like this look of this logo, and let's see what we can do with it. So this is what the editing interface looks like, and like I mentioned with the free plan, you don't have access to everything that Canva offers, but it shows you when you have to pay for something, or when you go to export it, it says that you have to pay. So you'll know that right away. You won't just like create this giant beautiful image logo thing and then at the end be like, oh no, I can't use that. Like it'll show you right away, and I'll definitely be showing you an example, but it is so easy to customize. You can see each one of these are just individual little elements that are so easy to change. So here's the logo that we clicked on to be able to edit. Let's say that we were doing an Instagram story where we want, you know, 3 different slides. We could go over here to copy page, and you can see right there, it made a copy of this page. So that's really helpful if you're trying to, you know, keep the background consistent or keep your colors kind of the same. I generally use the copy page button. You can also add a new page like this, which then is a blank page. It's just with the background, and then you can put your own elements on top. You can always delete it, and as well as change the order of which these are in. Let's see, I'll add a different logo in to show you what this looks like. Oh, and see right here how this has the watermark, and you can kind of see Canva behind it. This would be one of those elements that I would have to pay for. So if I go to remove watermarks, it says that it's $2 unless I have Canva Pro. So this is one of those examples that you probably don't want to create a beautiful, awesome design and then be like, oh no, I have to pay. Unless you're okay paying $2, then just go for it. Or get Canva Pro through my link. That'd be awesome. Anyway, if you want to change the order of this, you just go to this button right here. So now this is page 1, this is page 2. And if you're like, oh, I like this, but I actually want another page in between these guys, you can go ahead and copy the page and then edit this page however you want it to look. And then you'll have these 3. Okay, but back to our main logo, so let's delete these 2. Okay, so here we are. Back on the first one that we chose, again, if we are like, this is cool, but let's look at some different options, we can always bring these in if we want to. And if we look at some of the options on the left-hand side, and I'll go into a little bit more detail with all of these, but you can see here are my uploads. These are actually images that I have uploaded. Here's all my thumbnail images for my YouTube videos. Here are photos from Canva. Again, some of these are free and you'll see them when you search for them, and then some of them are only available with Pro or if you pay for each individual photo. You can see that this one is free. Actually, all of these are free, but if I go to computer, which I use often for my pin images because it's like blogging, you can see that these have a little crown that says Pro. So these I wouldn't be able to use because I don't have a Pro account, but these are all free and totally fine for me to use. If you go to Elements, again, it has your recently used. This feature is actually awesome, and I guess I didn't realize how much I really use it, but just for keeping my brand and my images looking consistent, I use mostly the same stuff all the time. But you can just go ahead and search for different, well, right here, icons and shapes. So whatever you want to insert onto your document or your logo, whatever you're creating. Moving on, here is text. You can just click and add a text box, or they give you different options of things that look really nice, quite frankly. So you can use these different fonts and see how they fit together. These are all colored and kind of quirky, but if you go down a little bit, you can see that you get into some that are pretty plain but still look really nice. Oh yeah, here we go. So if you wanted to do a quote for an Instagram post or an announcement, it looks like here, they just give you different examples. This just gives you a place to start with some fonts that look good together, and you can always edit and change them as needed. And then videos, you can do a lot with videos and get super creative. Honestly, I don't use them very much for my designs or my work, but they are a really neat feature, and if it's something that you want, I encourage you to look into it a little bit more because I've seen some pretty cool things that people have done with them. Next up, background. You can choose a solid background up here from the different colors and also customize a background color that you might want, as well as choose from all of these different options you see here. And then folders, which I've done nothing with, but this is where he would organize different things and elements, as well as more integrations and even more from Canva. So, okay, let's go on to editing this. So with everything I just went through, I can add any of that to my logo here. So even if I go to uploads and add, let's see, this photo of me, I can move it, I can change its position. So if I want it to be in a certain place on the page, or move it to the back. So see how the text now comes to the front, or move it to the front and it now covers the text. I can apply different effects to it, different filters, adjust it, crop it, flip it. I mean, there's so many different things that you can do. Again, I will let you play with all of this because this is just an overview, but you can get into so many different things. If I make this bigger, I can shift it over, I can crop it, I can move it back, and then if I just go to here and undo, that obviously takes me back to some of the steps that I was at before. So if I delete this, you can right click and make changes as well, so I'll delete it, or you can just press delete on your keyboard, but you guys can't really see that. Oh, you could see it from here. Anyway, I'll delete this, and if we go to photos, I can insert a photo. I can also, if I just delete that, I can add a photo as a background by kind of holding it up to this like top left corner, and see how it now goes in as the background. So then I could change all of this. So if I go to back, elements, text, video, again, I can just insert anything. So if I want to change this, so let's say that I want my name here, Steph, and instead of natural makeup, we'll do blogging tips. Establish 2020, and you know what, let's change these colors. Let's change them to, if I change it, oh, okay, there's that. And this one, let's make, okay, that one didn't do anything, but see how you can change these colors and make them what you want specifically, customized to, you know, what your brand is, or your different colors. I can move each element, so I can move this flower out here and maybe put in something else or make it bigger. But if I go back and I highlight them all, so see how they're all selected, and I drag the corner to make it all bigger, then I can find the center. Yep, there it is. Also, see how these two are connected? If I go back, there we go. I can see how it says that they're grouped, so I can ungroup them, click outside of it, and then now they are separate. But because they look so good together, I will highlight both of them and then group them again, so now they're connected. So that you can do that with different elements, again, of whatever design you're making. If I go in here, I can change the text. So this is where the text is. I can, you know, change it to cursive, the Libre Franklin bold. Kind of like this one, but I like what it was originally too. So we'll go back to that. I can change the size. Let's see, I'll do 144. Yeah, obviously it's way too big. So we'll go back. Color, I can make it bold, italics, underline it, change the alignment. This is making it uppercase. So, you know, all the letters are then uppercase, but I just want them customized. Bullets and a list, as well as spacing. So if I do letter spacing, see how it obviously makes that a little bit different. We'll put that back. And then you can also do line height. So if I did like Steph Castelein, make it a little bit bigger, but I want it to be closer together or further apart. So if I go like that, see how far apart it is? Or I can bring it a little bit closer together, so it would look like that. That looks okay. I mean, I would obviously change a few things, but yeah, it's not bad at all, actually. And then one other thing that I recently, I just learned this very recently, is if I select all this and I go to effects, you can use these effects to obviously change what your text looks like. So if I go to shadow, you know what, I'm gonna add a new page and do this so you can see it properly. Okay, yeah, there it is. Let's get rid of all this stuff and put in copy, paste. I just copied and paste. Command C, Command V. So if I make this huge, or at least bigger, and I ungroup it, and I delete blogging tips, just so I can show you what this looks like. Okay, if I go back to effects, I'm in shadow, and if I change the color to black, and I put the transparency up, See how that creates that effect? So then I can offset it so it looks like a little bit more, a little bit less, change the direction, up above, that sort of thing. So you can just mess around and experiment with some of these other ones. Neon and glitch are always kind of fun. Let's see. Oh yeah. See how it just like makes it just adds obviously a little bit of an effect. But if this is the logo that I wanted, so this is at 137%, so let's put it at 100%. So if I were to export this, this is what it looks like at 100%. So if I go to download, you can see that it's a 500 by 500 pixel. I can have a transparent background. You can do that only with Pro. But I can choose the file type, so here's the PNG or a JPEG. I can also do a PDF, or here's the video for when you do videos, as well as selecting the pages that you want. So if I only want to export this page 1, because this was just kind of, you know, a sample, if I didn't want to delete it because I still wanted that information there, I could only choose to export page 1, and then done, download, boom. And it starts to download. We'll actually cancel it because I don't really need it. Oh, it's half downloaded. Oh, there it is. It did it really quickly. Awesome. There's my logo. So I'll show you some of the designs that I've actually made. If I go to all my designs, I mentioned this before, but these are some of the different designs that I've made recently as well as use weekly. These are my thumbnails. This is what I use for my pin images. And then this is a Instagram post that I did yesterday actually, which I was really excited about. I've never done an Instagram post. I take that back. I have done an Instagram post using Canva, but not a carousel, which means that there's more than one, you know, photo in the actual post. This one was like a little teaching moment from my last video. You can actually see it right here. We'll go to number 1. Oh, I just liked it. Anyway, I created all of this on Canva, so you can see that I have the how to come up with 40 plus blog post ideas in under 10 minutes, swipe and an arrow. And then I just took a screenshot of Google's autocomplete and put that in, but I have this cool looking background with my colors. I have what people are gonna do, and then I have different niche examples, and I show them what they would do if they did blogging plus A, so best blogging tips for, and then it's to help them come up with different content ideas. So I created this, you can see it's a part of my Instagram account, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to follow me so that you get more blogging tips and just more behind the scenes. I definitely show a lot more of my life in Scott and Michigan and our travels. But you can see just how professional this looks. Again, with no design background. Like I created this, it probably took me 30 minutes, but I also, maybe a little bit longer, but I didn't know what I was trying to create. I was like, and then I took one template and then another, actually. I started with this template and went to this template, and then I found this one and I was like, ooh, I like that, but I don't love that pink, and I didn't need the quote. And so then I created this. And I'll show you what this looks like. Click on that one. I'll also show you how I make my thumbnails. And then if I go over here, these are my pin images that I use. Oh, and I mentioned this earlier, but on the left-hand side, if you can see here, it says brand kit. So if you click on that, you can actually pull in your logo. So like the one that we just created, you can pull in your logo here. You can also click different fonts that you would want Canva to use, like when you pull up new text. So it'll use any brand fonts that you establish and tell it to. And here you can see the brand colors. So these are 3 of the 4 colors that I use for my brand. Having the free version of Canva, it only gives you these 3 options. So if I want the other color to use the other gray color, I have to actually add in my own when I'm going to edit. But having these established and set is just then so easy to change the different colors as I'm editing and creating content for my designs. Like I did for my Instagram post, see this gold to this red maroon. You can see this blue teal, it's not really blue, it's like a teal green, but you can see that those are my brand colors, and that comes from right here. To add a color or to change a color, you just click on the little square and up will pop your different colors. You can change this on your own, find something that you like and see how it's changing here. Or you can add in the little code to get a specific color. So mine would be BDA679. Let's add that in. BDA679. Boom. Back to that nice gold color. And so if we take a look at the template that I used and created, here I'll make this a little bit smaller. Whoa, way too small. But you can see that this is the first one I did, easy way to come up with blog post ideas, but I ended up using this one. But to create this one, I literally just copied this and then inserted new text, which you can see, and then moved the little things around, and that's how it's the exact same background and setup and everything, but I just changed a few things simply by copying it. So I'll delete that. And then to create these backgrounds, all I did then, again, was I copied the page and I brought in a new element. And this might seem like, whoa, look at your design and that's too much and all that, but guys, it's because I've been using Canva for over a year now, and so I do know some of the designs that I like I know what I was going for here in the colors, so it really is just easy enough to copy it for me, to delete this one, to add in, let's see, a new design here maybe, make it big, move it to the back. Here, let me undo that quick. I undid it so it's back up to the top. If I just go backward one at a time, it's just going to go behind little elements until I get it where I want to be. So if you do want different layers, that's how you do that. Backward versus to back puts the background as the back, but then that as the next layer on the background. So that's all the way to the back. Again, I would just change my color to my brand color. You can see it here. So let's do that red, maroon, pink. And that's exactly what I did here. Maybe on this one I would change the color of that text because it's against a darker background, so you can see that's what I did here. Change the text, move some of these guys around. These are just little squares that I changed the color of. Oh, actually, okay, so right here, sorry, wow, I feel like I'm going really fast. I added in that square image right here. So if I click on it again, and see how it pops up right here with my color, and I actually want it on this one. So all you have to do is drag and drop it in there. And I can also get closer here so that my edit is a little bit more accurate. But then I can change the size of this and just, you know, manipulate it however I want it to manipulate it. So that's exactly what I did for these guys. But if I delete them, and move them back over, and then change the text, and again, just customize it any way that you'd like. So let me delete this one that I just was kind of creating to show you guys, but also show you what this looks like. Oh, I actually added that square in that I didn't want to. I like to look at it in this view sometimes to just see then how the format is going to look. So I know that as I was setting up my Instagram, as I was creating this for, you know, my Instagram post, that it was going to look like this, and I got it in the order that I wanted it, and looking nice. Look at how uniform this looks, those colors. I mean, again, no design background at all, and this is just working with and learning more of Canva, and then using the tools and the templates that they provided to go ahead and make my own designs. You guys can do this too. Super easy, super helpful, and they do all the hard work for you. They have the perfect dimensions, they make it look nice. All you gotta do is go on and customize it. Let's take a look at these ones. These are actually my YouTube channel thumbnails. So you can see that, you know, I take a photo, I upload it, and then I insert it onto the next page. So you can see how they've changed also throughout the time. So I just started with like, you know, simple white with a pink background. And then I started adding some cursive. Let's see, yeah, cursive here and here. Ooh, and then I found out the shadow part like I was showing you guys. So now it has a little bit of a shadow background, which just makes it pop that much more. It looks really nice. And here I changed the font a little bit. So you can see that it was more up and down, and this one's more rounded. That's what I like though, is like being able to go back and use the templates that you used before and have a reference for what's working and what's not working. So these are my most recent ones. This right here is actually really interesting if I make it a little bit bigger. So this is a group, I don't know what you want to call it, image that I created. And it's really just different elements that I put together and then made them a group. So if I go to money, whoops, that is not how you spell money. Whoa. And I also deleted that guy. But anyway, well, I spelled money wrong and it still popped up with this. So basically this dollar sign is this. So if I click on it and it inserts, but I changed the color. So you can see that I changed it to this green. That's all that I did. So I created this by just putting in this $sign. Oh, it already got rid of it. Putting in this $sign element and then finding a stack of coins. Oh, yep, there they are. Watch this. So I did this one and I rotated it a little bit and made it smaller. And then I also added actually the same one and just made it a lot smaller. And put it right there. And then if I go to move them, see how they're all different elements? So I have to select them all. Oops, and I actually have this how much selected as well. So I'm going to shift off click that. So only these three are selected. And I press group. Now they all three move as a group. And also you can use this little feature to then turn it into a different position. So many different things that you can do, so many different things that you can customize. That is one piece of advice that I would give you right now that's huge, is to not spend a lot of time worrying about what your design looks like. Obviously you want to make it look nice. Obviously you want to come out with quality content and like create things that people are going to click on and are excited about. But if you're like me, no graphic design experience, you guys know this, I've said it a few times in this video, and so you're not really confident in what you're building, or you like the look of so many different things, it's really easy to get like shiny object syndrome where you're like, I like that, ooh, I like that, ooh, I like that, and you change, and ultimately you don't really like produce anything. So like I was showing you with my thumbnails, here, let's look at it this perspective. You can see how it's evolved over time, but when I found something that was working for me, I really stuck with it for a few times until I was like, oh, okay, let's try doing cursive. And I stuck with that for a few times. I guess not here, but here I did. This is just different font size. And then I, again, I learned the shadow effect and I was like, oh, and so it just continues to evolve, but don't spend so much time, trying to get all of this right and looking awesome that you don't actually create content. Be sure to create content and you can continue to get better as you go. And then finally, a look at my pin images, which are right here, and I go down to where mine are. So again, these are the templates that I use to create my pin images. That video that I talked about in the very beginning of this video dives into more detail about creating pin images for Pinterest. But again, guys, I started by using the templates over here, and you can search for different templates. So if you just go to Pinterest, travel, for example, let's see what comes up. So these are really awesome templates that you can then add to your pages and start editing with your own photos and your own text and your own colors and your own fonts and your own blog and website. So this, every single time I create a video or a blog post, I create a pin image over here and just customize it to whatever the title of the blog and the YouTube video were. Once you have it set, it's so easy to go in and just get it all looking nice and branded how you want it branded, and it's just all right there for you. And then if I want to download, these last, let's say 55, 54, and 53, again, I just go to download. I can do a PNG or a JPEG, doesn't really matter. And then I would select the, what did I say, 55, 54, and 53. So then I would just download those three images onto my computer, upload them to Tailwind, onto Pinterest. So that is my overview of Canva for you guys. I just wanted to give you kind of more of a look at what I use to design, how you can use it to design different elements of your blog and website and social media. I am a huge fan, if you guys cannot tell. It saves me so much time, and I'm really proud of the work and the content that I create from it. It makes me feel like I'm a designer, like I know what I'm doing. Keep in mind that, like anything in life, when you try something new, there's gonna be a bit of a learning curve. So my best advice is to go and try it for yourself. Try different designs, find a design that you like and try to recreate it, put different elements in there, work with different colors and text and fonts, and just find out your own style and your own brand. But it is going to take a little bit of working with to discover how to do that and just learn those things so that they're second nature for you. I also recommend using the brand kit to have, you know, if you're doing the free account, those 3 colors from your brand already there. Otherwise, having your colors picked out and then just using the same colors consistently, that's gonna make things go a lot quicker. And again, so that you're not like, ooh, red or blue or pink or green, like you already have your color set. So that is one thing that has helped me kind of eliminate all the distractions, is like, how can I just put the colors in that I want to use and make it just go that much faster? Let me know if you guys have any Canva specific or design specific. Go ahead and ask me all your design questions you want. I'm an open book from what I know and my own experiences, but let me know down below. I'd be happy to help any way that I can and answer any questions. Like I said at the very beginning, I actually decided to make this video because someone left me a comment on one of my videos and was like, you should do a Canva tutorial. So I really do appreciate all of your comments, suggestions, questions. They help me create better content, and if one person has a question on it, I'm sure that there's a ton of other people who probably have a question on it as well. Be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow, and I am just loving this YouTube journey and sharing more of my own journey, the good and the bad, with you guys. And when you subscribe and engage and leave comments and questions and likes, like, it all helps. So thanks for being here. Have a fantastic day, night, wherever you are. I hope it's a good one, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.